The prosecutors. Although his attorneys looked into the avalanche of evidence, they discovered lyrics in which Lil Durk confessed to crimes that led to the deaths of LOL Pab, OTF GM's baby mama, and Stefan. Evidence was discovered. And it all started when DJ Scholars disclosed the plot of Lil Durk's crimes because there was no more obvious manner for him to accomplish it.
Two, the niggas who his brother, they get clapped. The two, Vaughn, at least a cousin of theirs get clapped. 2023, he drops an album, I'm almost healed. You ever think about that, Chad? It's like poetic. 2020, Vaughn, 2021, his brother. 2022, get back for both those situations. 2023, I'm almost healed.
This was demonstrated in court by a report of Lil Durk's newly disclosed file in a Chicago death where he is accused of being responsible for Stefan Mack's death, suggesting that he made a plan for himself to exact retribution before ultimately finding healing. Mack is thought to have been singled out as payback for Lil Durk's brother Dang's death on January 27th, 2022. Though they haven't prosecuted him yet, he is mentioned in recently released documents ahead of his detention hearing today. The court filings include an Instagram story in which Lil Durk is laughing with the caption, "Will Lil Durk post for D thing?"
They can't see the other shit. What? Tweaking my folks. Right. Hey, somebody on his head. It's slap con. Somebody on his head. Slap con. Look on, that yeah. He said, bro, like a cheeseburger. No cheese, yo, stupid. This is real water. Y'all Jews, y'all over for real. Hey, I know what it be too, but what's that? Like everybody got that cheese, y'all be doing shout outs, man. You gotta know your jury, like, if somebody want me to give them a shout out for some jury, I'm gonna make sure you're in that ball.
The federal authorities believe that Lil Durk paid to have these two individuals dealt with. First, Stefan Mack, who got Lil Durk's brother The Thing, and second, OTF Jam baby mom after Durk discovered that he wore the wire surrounding him. In this Instagram live, Lil Durk and many OTF members noticed that OTF Jam was wearing a wire, and Jam was seen holding the top of his jacket and literally whispering in it as if he was trying to determine whether everything was connected. The feds believe that Jam is the key to locking Lil Durk up for all three crimes.
Hey, kid! I ain't gonna lie. Oh, great thing. I ain't gonna lie. Feeling like back in the day. Oh, no. Oh, dang. Like back in the day. He's in the. Check on your man. What you got? It's dude. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I was having a dare. Architect. I'm having a dare. School trying to stop down. All that whooping on the lady got your man hit. Let's go.
And shortly after OTF members realized this Instagram live, a report would then read, "OTF Jam found by OTF members hiding out in a crib outside of Atlanta." Sources claim Jam was dealt a punishment for snitching on OTF owner Lil Durk, alongside a photo of a scene outside of a house where Jam was, supposedly residing in Atlanta, where he has remained mute ever since the news of Jam snitching broke. However, the real snitch appears to be a Brick Baby, as he publicly stated that you can't say Durk never slid for King Val because they got Lil Pap as Durk once. Was detained, Brick Baby was on livestream reacting to his previous interview in which he said that it appeared he had snitched on Lil Durk and that he was the one who brought Lil Durk's identity to the notice of the federal government.
This is 5 Chicago gang members with ties to Lil Durk, OTF, accused of being hired to alive Quando Rondo in the LA incidents where Lil Pop was unalive. Suspects faced the penalty if convicted. He said indictment alleged that flights and rental cars were paid with credit cards linked to OTF.
Right, was this an attempted hit or
I don't think they say that no more.
They didn't put you.
Why?
Oh yeah, cause of no, like his eye.
You can't say that no more.
Oh, cause of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Federal charges in California.
Nah, cause Lil Pop.
So this is about the.
Oh. What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
The feds were aware to investigate Lil Durk because everyone had discussed it in public. Some of the first proof they discovered this video of King Von shopping for jewels with Die and Boogie, two of the suspects in the Lil Pay B case.
Hey, look at him, man.
Let's go over there. Boss, you good? My boy. That's good.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
Making it highly probable that they also desired retribution for King Vo. Lil Durk's circumstances inside the jail became chaotic as his attorneys declared that the rapper had been singled out by other inmates for money, commissary needs, and phone time. Official sources also claimed that Lil Durk was transferred to the prison quickly, was brought on by problems in his cell block, and the fact that he was a well-known rapper probably made him a target for the commissar and money. The next day, however, a very odd thing occurred. Quando Rondo and his best friend Lil Tim did separate interviews, but they both said the same thing on the same day, which many people considered to be a strange coincidence. But some think it's a way for the government to avoid targeting them or looking into their attempts to put Lil Durk in jail, because Lil Tim would say that Durk simply threw his life away in an attempt to exact retribution for a feud that he and Quando were comfortable resolving.
Like, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying him like that, cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off.
When this event got into a bind, Rondo said the same thing on the same day, expressing his wish that it had been handled in a different manner, and that Durk simply threw it away despite having a family and many obligations.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% know them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this book that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like, it could have got handled in a legit way in the music.
Since L Durk's situation is getting worse and he is now in jail, it appears that they are conspiring to use an alibi to avoid being examined by the federal government. Very difficult with living conditions as awful as those of W.W. Melly, but Charleston White claimed that W.W. Melly and L Durk didn't deserve to live comfortable lifestyles while there.
The YMW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play.
This resulted in an emergency situation for L Durk's attorneys, who knew they had to get their client out of jail so they could move the YSL trial along. A playbook and a declaration made in the M for Hire case. Lil Durk's producer claims that the amazing Wayne and Jackie Boy tune featuring babyface Ray, which the prosecution claims boasted about, was actually recorded 7 months earlier. Before the event, the court document included an attachment that showed the original project file being created and recorded prior to the death of P alone. The lyrics in question were, "Look on the news and see your son screaming, 'No, no,' as Quando Rondo is at the scene of the crime screaming 'No.'"
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sun.
During the other songs, L Durk would rap and say, "They got an Addy. Go get a location because this is where Brick Baby comes in again." According to an announcement, Brick Baby is loyal to Durk and would have given Quando Rondo's whereabouts upon Durk's request.
Then there's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, look, this is my boy. He lost his boy. who did it could be real. 9 times out of 10, and had he had to ask me, I probably would have been coach if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, it's something.
Even with the Quando Rondo screaming. Lyrics being one of the biggest coincidences of all time. Things get very concerning, but it's not all terrible for Lil Durk, and let me explain. After reports of Otani allegedly snitching in the case, we ended up getting the truth, as it would all start with a report of Lil Durk found out his co-defendant, OTF Vanani, filed for protective custody when they came to court together this week. This got the attention of Lil Durk's best friend BZU, who reacted on IG.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real, for real. There'll be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the f be going on, for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. I'm snitching on them that's innocent, man. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all just put the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about money or snitch, gang. Snitch on what, blood? Y'all don't even really know what's going on, for real. I'm my kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail. Y'all trying to go let them meet Larry for the first time, you hear me?
But this is where it gets crazy, as DJ Academics would then speak on OTF Vaughn allegedly snitching against Durk, causing major confusion.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OTF Vaughn, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. That sounds so crazy. Now, this is why we have streams like this. This is, you know, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, you know, maybe jumped the maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline.
Lil Durk knew that OTF Vaughn didn't snitch, so he would end up calling from jail to say that he isn't going into protective custody, but in reality, he's saying that OTF Voney isn't. Since he can't just come out and say that Voney isn't going into protective custody, he does it creatively by saying that he's not going, as the caption would read, just got off the "we are not celebrating negativity." To say that we are merely street guys would be an understatement. I spoke with my brother Lil Durk over the phone, and he is in a good mood, staying upbeat and attempting to return home to his kids and family. We are men of honor, and the code states that regardless of our financial situation, buddy, we must hit the main line with the rest of our type without protective custody.
I said, I know you're but if you need anything, you know I got you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know how that be, bro. It don't matter, bro. We ain't never moved on, buddy. Except for that first time. Once it was that, it was that. Once it was like then, it was everything was his. Yeah. Y'all feel back to the same. I can't look like you. Please promise you that boy. I can't do it. Man, what? The PC. Hey. They be like, man, you know you, man, send me upstairs. Whatever it is, I gotta adapt to it.
The way it is now. When Mac figured out why Durk had this on the internet at all, he did so in a way that exposed the reality about whether OTF Vaughn should be placed in protective custody or not was somewhat unclear to DJ Academicians.
Respect to whoever 900 brother is, again, with all due respect to you. The guy's fighting for his life, I get it. Maybe for whatever reason, which I still think will be a dumb reason, let's say that Durk wants to address the people. You know how you put this out? You say, yo, Durk, we on. You let him say what he's saying to the public, and you cut it off. You don't need to hear that back and forth. Because a lot of this audio kind of feels like maybe this wasn't how Durk wanted to first communicate with everybody in the world. Anything he does is gonna go viral. Having a conversation about, you know, even if you think it's in good faith,
yo, we don't move off money, nah, blah, blah, blah. It don't sound right.